All right, okay. Welcome everyone. Hello, Thomas. Thank you for coming. And hello, Kam. I'm not sure I come. Yeah, I'm not sure we met before. Look, sound like we met before. And today we are gonna talk about the obvious, the obvious subject that we seem to be challenging during the time that we have this webinar. If you have any messages, any question, please share and open microphone anytime. So stop serving everyone and how to empower without rescuing. I want to share this topic because of it's actually very dear to my heart. Like other therapists, other coaches, other leader who overgive, give, and rescuing others and trying to save others before ourselves, and why we did what we did and why we still doing with that. That is the deep root cause in that one. So since I went through I like to share that a little bit. But before that, is there anyone wanna talk about and share something about that? If not, I'll go with it. All right. So as usual, we will show that as at Coachology, we're working on the creating coaching culture, organizational development, and mental health and well-being, and certify other coaches. So we work through lots and lots of FMCG and MNC all around the world. Yeah. So let's just see that why we have the urge to rescue. That is very important, that why. So let's just see that. So people who have this pattern, leaders, they're doing this in life and in professional as well. We often to step into to fix other problems, treat it as if it's our own problem. And when it's effective, when it's get the result and able to help other, the person that have the mentality of rescue other is tend to feel like that's an achievement. And we as the rescuer, we tie our self-worth to the rescuing mission. And if the rescuing mission is failed, that means the rescuer doesn't want to go or get off the track. We took that by heart. We felt like it's the failure and things like that. So what we need to address is why we, as the person, tying our self-worth and effectiveness and professionalism and the worth of ourselves to the result of how effectiveness that we can rescue others. And we did that all the time, which is that is drain that person to the energy deficit, and then make the codependency to the people who rescue, who we rescue. This symptom pretty much is in the people who have the mentality of praising. I'm saying this from the loving of my heart because I have that before. I had that before. Praising, which is the professional, will be the caretaker, will be the therapist, will be the coach, will be the social worker who in this field. And if you noticing that you are praising someone to get acceptance, to get love, and to get self-worth, that is the pattern that we have. Praising tend to rescue other all the time, took other problem by heart and by head as well. And sometimes go to the head, that is the effectiveness is become the trophy of us. That is something that the rescuer need to verify and understand their own pattern. So if that is you, or if that is someone that you know, that is something that we need to take a look at it. So you feel responsible for everyone's happiness. You offer help before being asked. You jump into the rescue mode immediately. You struggle to say no without guilty. Your heart wants to say no, but you say yes anyway. And this is the webinar for you. So with all of this, we need to be able to identify that is this our pattern or the pattern that we love and the pattern of who we love and care. It's the symptom is look like they often tired all the time. They lack of energy. They didn't appear 100%, even they try. But if it's accumulate over the years, it will look very draining and it will feel draining, and it will not be able to functioning well and use our best ability in that. I'm saying this because I'm trapped into that over 10 years on my own. So today I want to share a little bit of how we preventing it or how we identify and what is the next step that we're able to supporting people who have this type of pattern. Thank you. So let's go to the next one. All right. So next, who this session is for? Let's see. Who will benefit for this? Leader and manager who want to guide without taking over. Because sometimes when we in the rescue mode, we don't believe in the person that we trying to help in front of us. We took control, we took over the ability for them to think, and we underestimate of them. So that is often in the professionalism is break the, it's questioning the leadership and questioning the way of working that will not be effective, plus draining the department that you control in that as well. Coach, mentor, facilitator, therapist, social worker who is over helping others rather than take the power within. Professional who feel responsibility for fixing everything around them. And anyone ready to reclaim energy while still supporting other and effectiveness. People who have the mentality of the rescuer often come from the family, that they've been promoted to be the caretaker, to be responsible for the adult emotional while they were kids, right? That's often to be a young, oldest one in the family, like the oldest brother, oldest sister that need to take care of the sibling or sometimes carry the parents in that category as well. So we've been trained in that category for far too long, and it couldn't switch the hat. And we need to be able to take care of other people's happiness and responsibility for them for the sake of our happiness and our success in that sense. Often it's fall into the survival mode. All right, okay. So why we rescue? We talk a little bit on that part because of we fear of being seen as selfish, because mentality on the value is being told to be, we need to be kind. We need to be taking care of other people for the sake of environment to be perfect, to be calm and to be okay, to be safe. So that is why we need to feel like we have to be responsible for everything, right? So next one is people who have a rescuer mentality often it's been trained to take care or helping others or something major in life that is crisis when we miss taking care of someone, and that is create the guilt in their mind, and they carry that guilt toward everything that they're doing. So they really feel that if they don't do it, things gonna collapse, things gonna got messy, or things gonna gone bad if they don't step in. And then the guilt from the past hitting in for them to not be able to let go. They're still living the past mistake in the past. So I'm talking about everything is both subconscious and conscious mind. And that is the program that we carry from the childhood until nowadays as an adult. Another one is the habit of being the strong one. Because maybe there's a why, because of they're strong, they take control. When they take control, everything get in control of them. And today I was just talking and have a session with someone, and then it appeared to be that being strong and being in control, not being in control, control everything to be exactly what we want is the sign of, anyone can say, can share with me, if we have to be controlled all the time, if we have to control all the time, what is the sign? Anyone? Come on. I know it's just a small group, but let's just make this intimate. Anyone? No? Not at all? No one want to pray with me?
Is a way to hide.
Hello, Karine.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry, I missed
Hello.
that one. Very nice to see your face, my dear. Yep. Yes. What is your answer?
Is a way to hide, is a way to protect themselves.
It could be the way to protect themselves, but what emotional underneath of the need to control all the time?
Insecurity.
Yeah, in that sense, it is actually the root cause is fear. Fear of something gonna get in the wrong, some mistake gonna happen, something gonna collapse. So if we felt that we need to control something, that's showing that what do we fearful for. That is something that we need to, in NLP we talk about is that if it's happened a lot, if we need to control, that the emotional that we need to work is fear with that one. And because it's way too far, right? We thought that we control something that means we show strength, but actually the opposite one. We couldn't ground it. We couldn't be settled to be able to feel certain that things gonna go okay. So just for the awareness and then talk to the professional, at least we know that control is emotional underneath is fear. Okay, thank you very much, my dear. Okay, so the next one, let's just see what next one. Oops. Belief that other can't handle it. The belief that the people that we working around with, they cannot take responsibility, they're not going to make it, and we have to jump in to rescue them all the time. That is also could come from the childhood, majority of the time that we left something with them for a little bit and then they mess it up. So we need to be able to help them or do it for them all the time. So that is drain and drain and drain. And the other one that we try to rescue or help is never going to get the lesson or never going to grow in terms of professional. You're going to do double job, do your job and do that job. And this messy and this chain of fearful or control is never going to end. It's going to go loop around and around. So that is something that we need to, anything that happened with us, we need to have that reflection that what in us, in me, what in me that actually drive me to do certain thing, to do the thing that is not healthy. Like what in me that make me rescue others before taking care of myself? What in it, in me? So everything emotional, anything that drain us, we need to be able to put the mirror, what you call, the vision mirror, and then ask ourselves that what pattern, what belief, what emotion that we have that is the reflection that make us to do the unhealthy behavior that carry other people on our shoulder. What is the root cause in that one? All right. Awareness is the first step, right, toward the change. But the hardest one is also awareness, because we often been taught to look outside that who did wrong. Who is it that did this thing wrong, rather than thinking that what is it in me that I need to do this or drive me that I unsettled, I cannot sleep. Have you ever unable to sleep, worry about other people problem, either professional or life? If that's so, that is something that you need to check in you, because of the fear in us that if someone else is not okay, it make us not okay and not safe. So that is the mentality in that sense. We need to be able to calm that down and work on the fear. Some people have this, not just fear, it's go to the uh, anxiety and extreme of beyond fear. The word is slip on my mind. I'll tell you, but it's 100 times of fear. Usually is the big sister and big brother that is often being held responsibility when they were young age, that they need to make sure that everyone, every sibling, mother, and someone that they in the family, okay, feel safe. So they need to make sure that other people need to feel safe before themselves. And then they carry that fear, they carry that unsettled feeling beyond other. The way around is to work on ourselves, to be settled, to be okay, and then make sure that other can take care of themselves and help them. But we often do it the other way around, do it from outside in rather than do it from inside out. The impact of over helping. I'm sure that you're having that a little bit, unless you're not going to be in this webinar. Burnout. Burnout is what? Is when you tie your self-worth, your safetyness, your love to the helping other human being to be okay. You emotionally burnt out because your mind, your emotion couldn't turn off. Even you're not with them, you go to your own mobile phone searching for the guru, for other new technique to be able to help them. And then once when you close your eye, you sleeping, thinking about the way to helping them. I'm talking from my own experience because I used to tie my self-worth to the condition of other people that I love and I want to rescue and I want to help. If these people that in my office, I do that, in my life, I do that. If the one that I decide to help and rescue doesn't settle down, my mind never rests. My mind go along that way. And this is the, we call the trauma of over helping, which is we tying the condition of well-being of other toward our self-worth, toward our love, toward our success. That is cause emotional burnout, experience burnout. We lack of boundary. We open, if it's a leader or coach or therapist, we often, I coach a lot of leader who open for their phone 24/7 for their staff to call anytime, even in 2 a.m. Sound like a party in the night, but it's not. It is the rescuing mission in 2 a.m. And that is not healthy. And you cannot help others if you cannot help yourself or make yourself good, okay with it, right? And the next one is feeling resentment. Okay, what is it? So if you're helping someone a lot and then they better or not, somehow you overgive to someone, you feel resent. What is the feeling resent mean? Sometimes you feel okay with them and sometimes you feel a little bit of angry and upset in that person because of you know that you overgive, you give a lot of opportunity, you try a lot of everything, and then they're not doing well, or they're not following your instruction, or they cannot deliver that promise or that commitment that they give it to you. So that is a very, very serious, because it's affect you. Helping other people or empowering other people shouldn't be on your own cost. Otherwise, if you need to pay anything, that is rescuing. That is the pattern in you that you need to make peace before helping others first. I'm learning this in a hard way. I've burned out tons and tons. And then I need to look back and work from inside out. And I like to share this. So I saw this pattern a lot in a lot of leader in the organization, especially in the engineering field. The leader or the HR team that is tie their self-worth with their team. They couldn't feel good about themselves if the team doesn't feel good or be okay. Or I see that a lot in the social worker in other foundation, because I work with tons of the foundation, and I saw that seem to be, or even in the priest, in the nun community as well. It's a pattern. When we as a leader, we need to look in the pattern. What is pattern? Pattern is the repetitive of the behavior that we often do it, and we do it exactly the same, just changing the person that we're doing and changing the circumstance. Like for example, if we are the leader and then one of our staff cannot make it well, we need to over coach, over mentor, and overdoing, and then sometimes coach them until 10 p.m. or going early as 5 a.m. or cannot shut them down, even going to bed. So that is over deliver. That is the reflection of what's in you as the leader that you need to work through with it, right? So next one is weakening relationship. Why? We give a lot already. Why it weakening relationship is supposed to do it the other way. Because what? Because we lack of self-respect. We're gonna intrude into the rescuery by pushing too much because of actually we are making two mission. We didn't rescue just the person in front of us. We in the person that right in front of us, we rescuing a piece of yourself in the person in front of us. Does that make sense, guy? Every person that we rescue or we think we help, but we rescuing, we are actually helping a little person in ourselves. That's why it's so tying up in the metaphysic world. Is called younger self. We found ourselves in that person, and this is not metaphysic BS or anything. It is actually the pattern that we unresolve it. Because if you want to help someone without the issue of the trauma or the past relationship that we had before, we wouldn't put a lot of desperate into that relationship. We're just gonna help accordingly and coach accordingly. We're not gonna put and like this mission is a life or death mission. So if anyone experiencing in the leadership role and then seeing that you are doing that way, so chance is you're dealing with your own younger self traumatized or something that is a traumatic event in the past, and please talk to someone that you trust or reach out to me or Coachology. We have been through, I mean, I went through myself, and then I'm helping other people to went through this without having to be able to burn both end of the candle, life and professional, right? So that is, and it's weakening because of we pushing so much, because the effectiveness of the rescue to be okay is our self-worth, is our love, is our successful. And it shouldn't be that way. If we're going to empower anyone, we should do our best and then able to let that go. But if we have the issue in between, no way it can be letting go, right? All right, so we need to be able to set the clarity. First is awareness, right? And second is the clarity around the boundary, that what is it in this rescuing? Are we rescuing or are we empowering? What is the result that we want to see? and where is it the boundary that is it all right to still helping them at 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the morning? That is sound, not boundary way, right? Because if we burn the both end of the candle, we ourselves, we're going to be burnt out. And clarity, when we once allow people to intrude the boundary, what do you think? Next time or other time, they're going to come and breach your boundary again and again, and you're going to resent them, and it's going to be burned out. So that boundary need to be clearly intact. All right. I could walk you through with this work, with this emotion. And from after 5 p.m., if it's not urgency, no, you're not talking to me in that way. You can wait until the next day. So things like that need to put in place. So if you want to do this kind of empowering law, you need to be able to set yourself intact, have clarity over the boundary, very clear, and really commit with it and teach people how to respect it as well. Trust. In the empowering process, you need to be able to trust that individual can actually come out of their own pattern, their own way. Because we cannot help or rescue, right? You see the movie that the people being rescued from the fire, the firefighter. They cannot set the station or set the truck over there to waiting for the fire 24/7. The mission is just a one off or two off. It just cannot, if you keep rescuing all over the time, that is the hard work. That is not rescuing. That's called toxicity. So rescue can be, but all the time with the same person, that is not rescue. That is called committing suicide mission. Because it's not, if you're going to empower, you need to be empowered either to walk different way so they not go back to the same way that they went through, right? And they need to aware and admit their own pattern that having that trouble. So the trust that one that you help and empowering, able to make a decision to take care of their life, that is the real empowerment. Not dependable. If it's about dependency on you, that is ego. That is not empowerment. Energy wise, emotional burnout because we keep thinking about them all the time. That is not a healthy way. You need to know that in every relationship, even in the empowerment, it needs to be equal energy. If you make a decision to empower someone, the other one need to match you 50 at the beginning. It has to be 50-50. It just cannot go 100% and the other one is 10. That is a rescuing mission, which is can be at the beginning 1 or 2 times the max. If after the second time the energy is still 80, 90 to 10 or 20, that is something wrong. That is not healthy anymore. That is not empowerment. You need to revamp the whole process again to see that how they can match the energy. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about if you're going to help them to, let's say that um, ask them, someone asks you to borrow you some money, and then they promise to return you this much of the money, they need to be able to commit to their word, commit to their action, and then go along with that. Or if someone unable to manage their anger in the workplace, and then they've gone off fire and punching someone already, and next time they need to be able to do something like stop, walk out. It need to be able to do something after you make an empowering session. You need to see some change to be able to do this process together. Otherwise, it will not be their responsibility. It will be just your responsibility on that. which is never work because we cannot live other people's life, meaning that as much as we want someone to be better, we as the person cannot live that person's life, cannot make that decision, cannot do the action that they need to do. So if you really want to empower someone else, you yourself need to allow and trust and put the energy matching in that, and then draw that energy back to work on you. That what is the urge that make me want to rescue this or that type of people all the time. Usually is the pattern or is the missing piece or missing link from the childhood trauma, which is it could be the reflection of your mother, reflection of your father, reflection of someone that's so important for you in the past when you were a kid. And we can talk about that in depth a bit later. So growth, so the impact of over helping. How do we do this? We need to know that in this empowering mission, not rescuing, not over helping, supporting and empowerment, it need to create growth both way. The growth of the person that we rescue or we helping, empower, not rescue, we helping them. They need to show their growth by doing a different action that make their life a bit better, or making a new decision. That is growth, that is learning opportunity. And also the reflection is the growth in us, that we able to rely on them to be able to make their own decision, take responsibility on that decision on themselves. If we cannot do that again and again, I really invite you to talk to someone that professionally to see that what is in depth in that one, because sometimes we just cannot go through this alone. All right, and it's really draining. I spend my time over helping and rescue people over 10 years, and that is not fun at all. Is I have paid my price on my health, my energy, my times. So I working this through. So I think it's very good to sharing. So what is helping and what is empowering? Helping is actually, we talk about it. Do it for them. Do it for them every time. And one of my clients is there is a lot of culture saying that you need to make this amount of money and sending to the parents, and it need to be this a lot of money, and sometimes it's more and more. So that is helping, which is almost rescuing. But if you're gonna empowering, is what? Guiding others to do for themselves. You could give them money something, and then they could bring that source of money and then generate more money through that, or invest or start something by their own. But if you have to do it all the process through it, that is helping, that is not good, and everything is going to come back. I used to having a security guy, which is a woman in different building. She used to ask me about 100 baht, 500, 1,000 baht, and I thought that it's okay. And I keep doing that for years, a couple of years, and then we lost contract for 1 or 2 years, and I didn't know. I still helping her by allowing my space to be able to park the car, and she get that benefit for every month. And then later she coming and then said to me that, oh, you didn't pay this, so I couldn't get the money because I lost it, right? So you see that when you helping, you're not empowering, you create and up and not uplifting human being, you create the dependency people who you shouldn't be. People should be growing and then work through that. Not your responsibility to take care of anyone at all. So I share with my experience, which is I didn't aware of the time, and then I fix it. So shifting the role from rescuer to the empowerer. Before that, I didn't have this slide, but I will say that it's called triangle. Whenever you have rescuer, you will have what? There are three roles. Rescuer need the victim, right? Rescuer want to rescue the victim. And you cannot have a victim. What is the other role? Anyone know? Anyone know? We talk about it. Rescuer need to have victim. Victim sometimes and many times, believe it or not, they create their own abuser or they make someone abuse their life, which is majority of the time is not true. This is an initiate of psychopath in just the very beginning. Because some people can be victimized the whole life by nominate other people to be abuser. And this victim can have so many abuser. And people who become a rescuer look for a victim all the time. This is called triad. It's a very, very toxic triad. I like you to think about that. What role you usually be between rescuer, victim, and abuser. Type it to me, please. This is another one. Please help me. Type it. Come on. Or say it. What about you, Karen? Which role that you play a lot? No? Come on. Play with, it's a lot here. Okay, I see it. Rescuer. Rescuer. All right, so I see this. Guys, people who is rescuer often, and I ask you, often being accused to be abuser many times, isn't it? When you cannot rescue in the way of your rescuer want, they flip you to be abuser. Yes, I want you to see this one. This is a toxic. We become the problem. Yes, exactly, Cohen. Yeah, it's like that. Because if we do the rescuer, that is the disempowering role. And if it's no way, I mean, the first or two or three mission, you will get so much recognition from the victim. And then if you didn't do according to the victim, they will flip you to be the abuser immediately. And then you will often come back and ask yourself that what's wrong? I do it. Don't they see that I made my whole world around them? But the truth is, people who act as a victim, who is unable to rescue, which is they cannot be empowered, they have a psychological challenges. Whenever you trap yourself into this challenge, you need to be able to recognize that. First, recognize yourself that are you rescuer or are you empowerer? If you see that they really play the victimize, often it's like my husband doing this, my husband doing that, my boss often doing this, my boss doing that, my boss doing this, or whatever. They're gonna blame someone over the 10 list. That is the sign of they're a victim, and they're looking for the rescuer because they're already victim. They find their own abuser, right? You have to check that which role you're gonna go through. Are you gonna go to rescuer, which is so many things could went wrong, or are you gonna go for empowerer, which is put the responsibility back to the victim to flip the role to be empowered themselves? So that is the skill. But first of all, we need to be able to understand that we got out of the role of rescuer. If we're still going around to rescue other people, often we didn't rescue ourselves when we were younger yet. There is a piece of us left in the past that we need to make peace with it. All right, so this is professional and life as well. All right, so let's just go with that. Okay, rescuer will say, let me help you, let me fix you, let me do this for you. That rescue. And don't get me wrong, you can do it 1 or 2 max in one role. You cannot do it all the time. I handle this. You can do it. You can do this alone. You can do this alone. I will do this. Don't worry, I got this. Let me do this just for you. So this is, you see the responsibility. Where is the responsibility? It's not with the person that needs help. It's through the rescuer 100%, right? If we have this kind of language, that's the sign of you are rescuer. Okay, go on. Empowerer will say, what do you think it would help? Throwing the responsibility back to say that let them have that part in their own life, because it's actually, you cannot live that life for yourself, right? They need to live that life. So what do you think that they need help? What do you think that it can help you, them? Let them say it out loud. How can I support you to handle this? Exactly. I believe you can figure it out. And if you can figure it out, what is this? This is a question of a language of the coach as well. By throw the responsibility back to the person. This is not a harsh mission, it's actually empower them, because we didn't leave them alone. We actually become a coach that in the sideline of their life by asking them and supporting their thinking, their mentality toward that. What is your plan? I am here if you need me. You see, this is a supporting law. What's your plan? Let them make their authority in their life. What would be the first step you could take with that one? So that is the between. So I didn't have this PowerPoint, but if we saw ourselves become a rescuer, the person in front of us is the victim. And if we identify the victim, this victim will identify the abuser. And this role will be very, very toxic and it's never end. So we need, if you find yourself trapped into the pattern of rescuer, shift it out to be empowerer and identify these 3 roles very well. When I first learned about this, I got so breakthrough in my life that seeing that, oh, that's why it's messed up, because I've been swing between rescuer and abuser. I've been put this place in so many times. And you know what, people? Awareness is just the beginning. If we don't change it, if we repeat the pattern itself, and I have to repeat this pattern roughly about 10 or 20 times until I can get out. Because I thought that, I know this triangle. It's worked for me, but no, because I didn't change mentality. I didn't change my plan. I didn't change the way that I respond to people. I still been swing between rescuer and abuser, which is, it sounds very strange, but guys, it's happened and it's rigid. We've been thrown in that way. And yeah, I have so many examples for that. Noticing the empowering language. And before anything, if you find that you are a rescuer, you're not in the position to empower others. You need to go to your peer coach or to your coach to talk through with that how you're going to shift that. Because it's actually feeling like someone going to rip off your heart to not rescue. Because the need to rescue somebody is not because of you want to rescue them. It's the need that you want to rescue the little you. inside when you were 5, 7, 6, 10, whatever it is. And that need to be addressed and aware and worked through before you jump across the way. I'm talking to this. This is a toxic pattern that need to be able to. With a short conversation, you can change yourself from rescuer to be empowered by a different sentence that uplifting. But in the long run, you're not in the position to be empowered because you're going to fall back to be the rescuer easily. All right. So let's just say that if we need to shift ourselves from rescuer to be empowerment, what is the 4E framework? Empathy. Sound easy, right? Sound just easy. But guess what? What is the difficult part? Because rescuer is jumping to be in that problem and play that problem with the victim. So that is sympathy. That is not empathy. To be able to be in the empathy, it's like, I want to help and support you here, but I'm going to be at the top of the hell that you fall down. I'm not going to jump into the hell with you, which is we thought that we're not jumping. But people who have mentality of rescue often, I mean, 100 out of 100 times, they jump into that hole and play together. So check yourself. Am I a rescuer in this one? Am I sympathy? If that yes, you need to detach and ask some help to help other people effectiveness. Along the way that you help other, you can help yourself and support yourself as well. First, empathy. Inquiry. Second, what is it? Ask the reflective question. Help them to explore their own thinking, right? Put the responsibility 100% back to the person that we want to empower. Ask the question, get more information that what do they want? What do they need to be able to get out of their bad situation? What is really important to be able to go through with this, right? All right, the next one is encouragement. With this, I think every rescuer could do very well by showing the, like, you're doing good, small win, tapping that shoulder that they're doing very good already. Oh, this is the first time that you didn't punch this when you're angry. It is a big move. I'm really admire you. So that is how you encourage without trying to be put yourself. Analogy will be like when the people gonna punch the other guy and then you as a rescuer, you will put your face to replace the other person and then being punched instead. So don't be that person. Example, model healthy boundary and calmly energy. You need to be able to certain, compose, and able to draw your energy back to you by helping and supporting others. Otherwise, if you feel, it's almost like if you rescue, you throw your energy outside of you. You need to come from the place that you feel grounded, energized, and certain and composed in your own skin by asking the resources from the person that you want to empower, not doing anything for them, only your wisdom and your way of guiding and holding the space for others. Because if you jump into that hell, so now everyone is in danger. No one could help anyone at all. These four practices create a content of growth, which is empathize, not sympathize, asking more question, inquiry, encouragement with what they did good already. You did good with this already. The example, have you ever seen anyone get out of this situation with very good way? What is that would look like? Right? So with that, just be with that rather than jumping to the solution or jumping and trying to do everything for them by yourself, which is, again, that is a urge. If you have that urge, that is something that you need to talk to someone to helping you with that. And I'm really specialized because I'm helping myself getting out of that, and other social worker to not doing that as well. Because one story that I want to share with you. I used to go to one of the foundation who actually helping women from prostitution themselves. And then the social worker who doing that is actually an ex-prostitute who actually coming back, which is that person is not healed yet. So when she come to help other, she often exhausted, and she often been called at 4, at 1, at 2, at 3 a.m. in the nighttime because of she went through the rescuer and she want to do the work for the people who still want to prostitute themselves for the sake of gratitude to their parents by giving the money to the parents. And this is a true story. I was fascinating at the time, and we're never gonna be able to help anyone if we go play with their help. So we need to be able to be safe, secure in our zone, and able to help others from the place that we secure. Yeah. Build your own empowerment. Start small by center ourselves. Breathing, it helps a lot. Breathing and stay still, stay calm. Pause before acting. This is very important. If you feel the urge to do something like very urgency, that is the sign that you about to repeat your pattern as a rescuer. And bring up the list of your empowering question, because this thing need to be prepared up front, because we practice the rescuer very, very well. So now we're going to jump from the rescuer to empowering person, empowerer. We need to have the list of questions so intact we can come up with it. Celebrate ownership, right? Noticing if you can do just bit by bit. Celebrate to yourself and celebrate to them that, oh, this time I didn't jump and do it for them at all. I just say that, let me get back to you. That is the win already. Let me get back to you within 30 minutes. So that is how empowered that we as the rescuer changing to be empowerer without have to do it immediately. That's important, right? And protect your energy. Say no. So if they like calling at 1 or 2 without anything danger, it's just like they just need it. So like I have work tomorrow, let's just push this to 10 o'clock tomorrow. So now just go do meditate. This is your meditation, go do that. And you need to be okay to do that. That's boundary 101. Reflect daily. Coming back to say that as a rescuer, do I do anything, or I'm already transitioned to empower already? It is challenge, and with your determination, with your focus and grounding, and with the help, it's growing a lot. I have a lot and a tons of help to helping me to stop rescuing. We thought that this is the the good quality of the good son, good daughter, good wife, but it's actually a very bad one, because if you're doing this, a bad manager, the next day or the day after, we will not be able to function properly, and we will resent it. It will affect the performance. We will hold the resent toward the person that we're working with it. So the reflection of it is, think of a recent time you rescue someone. Do you have that? Yeah, you have that? Okay. And then what was the trigger that you know that it need to rescue? What is it? What is it? Okay, I start for me. Please type if you want to say out loud. Say, whenever, when I was a rescuer, when I saw that victim, the one that play victim, being taken advantage from someone, I jump straight. What was yours? Have it? Come on, type it. If you don't want to say, type it. You need to know the trigger that make you a rescuer. Okay, when someone look down someone, when someone taken advantage. Yep, for me with that too. All right. Write down on your own is fine. It's very good to check that are you rescuer or not if you don't want to share. Okay. Second one is, how did it affect your energy? They are in pain. Thank you, Kevin. How did it affect your energy? For me, when they've been taken advantage, when they've been taken advantage or been tortured, it affect me in the way, it affect my energy by I want to rush and then want to hit someone, want to find someone to punish it. What is it that affect you? Write it down. Very important. It is very, very important, guys. So at least you know. So next one. What could empowerment have looked like instead? Okay, so I will reverse my engineer. So if anyone been taken advantage of, instead of want to punish someone that doing that, if I draw back my own energy, I would say that I would ask people to what could be the new direction that they could let this taken advantage getting out of their life. Yeah. Or as Kevin, it could ask that what needs to happen to stop the pain. So I would say like, yep, let's just say that one person that triggered by being told that their parents, that their father been taken advantage of their mother often. What could the empowerment have looked like instead? It could look like, mother, what would you do differently so he couldn't do this? That's the empowerer role. You see where I'm coming from? Yep. Move away. With if someone that play victim that they don't have money, you need to give them money. The question could be something like, how could you find the money now? What is it the easiest way that you can find that amount of money right now or moving forward? So that's turn everything that seemed to be their problem to be the empowerment moving forward. You see where I'm coming from? This slide is goal, so please find the trigger that make you cannot resist the urge to become a rescuer, because each individual have different one, because we have different issue, right? Growth begin with awareness. Awareness without action is nothing. You're going to repeat that pattern again. You need to change your action, your response. Considering journal. Please take a screenshot on this one and then find that way that what was the trigger that triggering you and how it affect your energy and what could you do instead in the empowerment. You can care deeply without have to carrying anything. Caring is different than rescuing. When you stop rescuing, that is the place of real growth, both you and the person that you supporting. Yeah. And I'm talking a lot of pattern. I'm talking about subconscious consciousness. We can talk about that into, because we have a course coming in. And Karen, since your face is around here, we have number 11 to 15 of November. If you like to coming to repeat NLP, please come in that as an assistant coach or anything. November, we are looking forward with that. So when you know your trigger, when you know how it affects your energy, and when you know the empowerment strategy, you could be very well to share and reflect and connect to yourself. The part that we able to confront our own trigger and our own energy, that is the courage part. Because I'm telling you, I'm almost failed many times that I'm fall back into the same pattern that got me in trouble. And if you're able to take ownership of what pattern and what thing that you do, the part of empowerer, and have that type of question will be easier if you're able to take ownership of that. Where do you notice your own rescue reflex showing up, which is in that 3 category? How does it feel when you step back and allow others to grow? It's felt very hard. But remember this, how many times the mission of rescuer failed, and then you've been blamed as the abuser. How many times is messed up, and then you got involved in other people's problem. So think about that damage. That will help you to inspire yourself to become an empowerer rather than rescuer. That is also your growth as well, not just that. Shift the mentality, and there is no right, no wrong, just honest. So practice and pause before rescuing. Check with that. Is it true my responsibility? Even that is your mother, even that is your staff, even that is your son, your daughter, your husband. Because the more that you're trying to rescue, the more that they hate you if it doesn't go along the way that they want, which is majority of the time it doesn't go the way that they want, because we never know what they really want. It could change any minute. What could empowering look like? So I talked to you already, and this has come to the very end. But before we end today, I'd like to ask that you have any question or any sharing that I could supporting before we go into the, okay, thank you. Thank you very much for everyone. Anyone want to share before that? And if you already study with us, come 15 to 19 November. Hang on, let me see.
This will be held in Bangkok, right? But I saw another email having a similar course in Kuala Lumpur.
Oh, yes. Sorry, Karen, I was wrong. One thing is
Yes.
15 to 19 November.
Okay.
And in Kuala Lumpur is ICF. With that is number 7 to, number 8 and number 9 in Kuala Lumpur. That is learn how to be ICF coach. But for NLP is actually very talking about this pattern, neuro-linguistic programming, subconscious mind, conscious mind, how we deal with the old pattern, how we resolve it and make peace with it. Kevin, with that one. And this is
also, I
in,
understand
yeah.
you have an installment plan as well. Huh? Awesome.
Yes, we have an installment plan, and you can connect with me directly, and then we can work it out together. We know that people who starting the new coaching and the leadership is need some support, and we have installment plan. And anytime that you want to coming through, to repeat, like just invite Karen back, because she's studying practitioner and master already, and she could come back anytime to do that. And with the webinar with that, and yeah, so we can do that. And webinar installment is about 11,000 Thai baht with that one.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you, Cristy.
Thank you.
I think I can I will join on the 18th.
18.
I'm available on the 18th. So is
Yeah.
it possible just to join for one day?
Yeah, I think so, but the 18 and 19 will be better because if you come in day 4, you shouldn't miss day 5 as well.
Okay.
But for the people that want to come join as the new student, you need to join 5 days. You cannot have
Yes,
that benefit.
of course. No.
All right.
Of
So
course.
this is the
Okay.
benefit of NLP that creates self-aware and action, communication, mental health, emotional intelligence, relationship, and personal growth. And that will it. And that says ICF1, which is, yeah, Karen is already do everything.
I'm
I
writing already. Yeah.
yeah, I really, this is, if anyone want to connect with me, send me the message on LinkedIn. I'll try to get back, and also my mobile phone as well. I can be available and then talk more. This is my personal journey, and Lily, thank you very, very much, Guy, for having to play with me for 1 hour together and try to see family affairs, and Kevin and Karen. Thank you too much, and anyone else.
Okay.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you,
Thank
Cristy.
you.
Thank you very much, and see you next time. สวัสดีค่ะ
See you.
บ๊ายบาย
Bye.
See you ค่ะ Bye. See you. Ciao.
How to stop this? How to exit?